Hey, it's Phil. In this GoHighLevel tutorial for beginners, I want to show you how to use GoHighLevel right from the beginning. Now, if you try to understand and navigate this platform by yourself, it can get overwhelming as there is over 300 features, but just know you don't have to use majority of them. They're just nice to have if you do need them. I recommend you focus on the core features you need for your business. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you how to set up from scratch. I'm also going to show you the core features I recommend you get started with. So if you stick around until the end of this video, you'll be set up and you'll be ready to go. Now, just before we get started, if you haven't yet got GoHighLevel and you're thinking about it, I've actually got an exclusive 30-day free trial. So if you want to get 30 days for free before you start paying, make sure you grab this. I've also got a bonus course called the GoHighLevel Accelerator. It teaches you all of the different bits inside of GoHighLevel, plus it gives you templates and snapshots. So there's a ton of great value inside of there. Once again, if you want to get all of that, make sure you join using the link in the description. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I've actually just opened up a brand new GoHighLevel account so I can walk you through basically the setup process, how I would set things up when I'm creating a new account. Now, there is an onboarding and setup guide here. If you wish to go through it, it goes through all of the different features. It just might take you a bit of time. And personally, I don't use 3/4 of what's taught in here. So that's why I'm going to keep this video nice and short and get you set up and going. So the first thing I do is once I've actually signed up to GoHighLevel, inside of this little, this top bar here has got the brand new business that's got probably your name in it or your business name inside of it. Now you can see here there's this little button which says switch to agency view, and this is a little trick to save you a lot of time in the future. Let's go ahead, click on switch to agency view. And just so you know, an agency is something that can control multiple sub accounts. And basically each little account that you have is a sub account. I won't get too in depth with it in this particular video. I'll link to some down below though. But what you want to do is come down to settings, okay, and then come to team. And this, honestly, if you don't do this, it's just a headache down the track. And once you've got your account that you've just signed up with, go ahead on the action on the right, click on edit. Come to roles and permissions, and then what you want to do is click on add sub accounts and choose your new business that you have. Click on save, and now this is just going to make life so much easier inside of your backend. So now we just click on back at the top left, click here to switch, and then come back to your business. All right, this is honestly, you might not know what it does right now, but later on, it's just going to be a game changer for you. Okay, so now we are back into our sub account, and just so you know, a sub account can be your entire business. This is more than enough of what you actually need. So down here on the left, what we're going to do is come straight to settings. Now you might be wondering, like, where's the demo? Where's the walkthrough? I find it much easier to understand how the platform works once you set things up. So let's go ahead and set things up so you're good to go, and then we'll actually start building out a campaign. So on the left, you can start off with your business profile settings if you want. Make sure everything is right. You can add in your logo, things like that. I generally start by scrolling down to integrations, and this is where you can connect the bulk of all of the third-party resources. So for example, you can connect your Google Calendar if you want it to sync with your Google Calendar. You can also connect your Google account if you have other types of Google Analytics and Google My Business, things like that. Just connect it once and it's there, good to go. I generally just connect Instagram and Facebook first because that's where I spend a lot of my time. So once you click on that, it's going to say you want to connect with Lead Connector, click on yes, and then it's going to give you the option of which page you want to connect. Now they've just updated it so you can have multiple pages inside of here. This is good if you're running lead generation ad campaigns off your pages, but you can only connect one Instagram account, which has to be either on a professional or a business. And so what you want to do is choose the page that you have your Instagram on. It will have a little green check here. All of my pages are already integrated, so it's not going to work. And then just click on connect and continue. Okay, and then it's automatically going to connect your account. If you also do lead generation campaigns, you can configure your lead mapping fields here, but I'm just going to go, no, I will do it later. And if your page is connected to your Instagram, you will now have your Instagram messages as well as your Facebook messages all coming directly to your conversations tab, which we'll talk about in just a second. Now, as we come down, there are other integrations you can have as well. For example, Stripe is a good one if you want to collect payments. You can also integrate PayPal as well. So you can go ahead, click this button, get that all sorted. And if you want to do ads through TikTok, LinkedIn, all of that good stuff, you can do so in here as well. So once you've integrated the basics from here, There is just a few more that I usually do, and this first one is actually coming to my profile at the top. So if you use Google Workspace or Microsoft Outlook, the paid versions, you can actually integrate your platforms here with an email two-way sync. This is a game changer because how it works is if someone is on my email list and they send me an email, it's directly going to go straight into my conversations tab, which is my unified inbox basically, and you can converse back and forward, and it's going to keep the record within your conversations tab. Absolute game changer. If you don't know what it is and you don't use these services, you can absolutely forget it as well. But it's a big game changer for people who do use it. Now there is one more tab that I play with some settings inside of it. And if you scroll right to the bottom, there is this one called Labs. And basically what Labs is the beta program for their latest features. And sometimes they're a little bit buggy, but often at times they're almost perfect. So I like to turn everything on so I've got the latest sort of training, especially when shooting tutorials, because if I shoot something in the old builder, people get confused when the new one's out. So I come through and basically choose the ones that I want to have. This one's a big one. And yeah, basically from there, I've got the latest and greatest that GoHighLevel offers. So it's pretty cool. So now that that's done, let's actually go back and build our first funnel. So click on go back. Now we're going to go to sites. Okay, and we're going to click new funnel. Now there's three different options we have. You can start from scratch if you like building from scratch. We've got their new funnel AI where it can actually create an entire funnel for you, or we can just start from templates. I'm just going to start with templates from now because I know if I show you funnel AI, what it results in now, it's going to be completely different in 2 months because it would have improved so much. So let's start with templates. I'm going to click on continue and it's going to give us some options. Now there are plenty of different types of layouts inside of here. Just remember you can change the theme of it. You can change the colors. What I generally look for inside of a funnel template is just the layout, what really appeals to me. And I can start my journey basically from there, and then I can change all the graphics and bits and pieces like that. So find something that you like the look of. For this example, I'll just choose this simple ebook one. So I'm going to click on the preview, the little eye. It's going to show me basically what it looks like. If I'm happy, I can go ahead and click on continue. If I'm not, I can go back and choose something different. So I'm going to choose continue. It's going to take just a few seconds to install this funnel, and it'll go straight into the funnel builder so we can start customizing it. Okay, so that has just loaded and it's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to give you just a quick demo of where everything is inside of this platform. At the top is where we can find the add elements. If you want to add in something, you can just simply click and drop and it will be added. On the right is the settings for that particular element that you've just dropped in. We've got things like fonts, sizes, padding, margins, things like that. You can also highlight bits and pieces. If you want to say change the color, you can just simply click it like that. It's very simple, easy to do. If you want to drag and drop, you've got this little triangle looking thing where you can just drag it around the pages and you can see where it goes with the blue line. So it's very self-explanatory, very straightforward. We've also got the advanced features for things like box shadows, regular shadows, borders, and if you want visibility on certain devices, plus we also have custom CSS. Now, in terms of where things are, we've got the navigation layers. We've got your different pages inside of your funnel. There's also this button here to switch between your funnel pages. You can choose down here as well. Then we've got your tracking codes. If you've got like any tracking codes you need to put in the specific page, custom CSS, typography. Before you start putting out any of the text, I generally add in the typography first so I know what the page is going to look like. We've also got your background. We've got pop-up settings, which we'll go through soon. We have here SEO metadata. So once your page is ready to go, this is what's going to show up if you say share the link on Facebook, the image and the text. We also have here custom codes, and we've got cookie consent, and then we've got mobile and desktop view. So pretty simple. You've got your settings bar there too. So let's go ahead and go through this page. You can see it's got the section. We've also got the row. We've got the elements. It's pretty cool. It's all pretty straightforward. I'll create an entire video about building out funnels and copy and things like that. For the sake of this video, let's just make it so we can actually have it as a lead generation page, and we'll automate things like that. So in this particular one, there is a button. There is no form to fill. So if you click on this button and you scroll down on the right, you can see this is the button action. So what we're doing in this particular one is opening a pop-up, okay? So what we need to do is now go to the pop-up settings, and this is what our pop-up is going to look like, right? So it's got inside here this particular checkout form. So what I'm actually going to do is delete it so I can start from scratch. Okay, so we'll click add row. We've got one column. We'll add element. We're going to type in here form, and form is going to appear. So I'm just going to turn this into a lead generation form. And now it's saying I haven't created my first form yet. So what we can do is actually go to the form builder. So I'm just going to right click and open that in a new tab. Okay, or actually I can't do that. So I'll just click on the button and it's going to take me to the new tab now. All right, so this is now loaded and this is another new experience I haven't seen, but it looks pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and click on create new and just show you how it works. So create new under forms, under builder. Let's go ahead and build out something simple and easy to use. So the first thing you need to do is name your form, and I generally have it sort of the same name as what my funnel is going to be. So this could just be my free ebook funnel, okay? I could put free ebook form, okay? And inside here, we've got all of our form that's currently active. Now on the left, you can see if we close it once again, press this little plus, this has got all the different elements that we can add inside of this form. Now, most of the time, you probably won't use 90% of these. It all depends on what business you're in, what industry you're in. Me personally, I generally just have first name, last name, and email. If you're someone that likes to collect phone numbers too and give consents, these are all here too. So just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to leave how things are. If you do want to get rid of bits and pieces though, for example, for this, I'll get rid of the phone. I might get rid of the consent. I might even get rid of the terms and services, right? You can go through and just click on it. And if, for example, you don't like the labels, right, you can come to this right button here, which is styles and options, okay? And you can go into options. You can come down to styles and show label, and you can just turn it off. So there's plenty of different info inside of here. If you want to change the button text, just click on the button. This is going to be get free download, okay? You can change the color, everything like that. And I'll do a full tutorial once again in the funnel section, which is going to be specifically on getting nitty gritty with things like this. But I'm just going to go ahead, click on save. Okay, so we have our first form done. I'm now going to come back to the funnel that we were creating. I'm just going to click save and click refresh to make sure it appears. It's probably there now, but just to save a bit of time if it's not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, click on refresh, just so it updates the new form. All right, and here it is. So once again, go to pop-ups, click on this form. Now on the right, you can see you do not have any forms yet, and then it says here on the drop down, free ebook form. So now if we drop it in, you can see the form has been added. Let's just say I want to make the pop-up a little bit narrower. So I'm going to go to width, choose small, okay, so it's not as big. And then I obviously want to put some text in there because there's not much info about it. So I'm going to click on add elements. I'm going to go to the pop-up once again. And actually, I'm going to press this little orange button and then choose headline. And I'm going to drag it to the top. And I'm going to say, get this awesome free ebook that will change the way you do business forever. Okay, something simple like that, obviously. Now, me personally, I also like to put in just a little paragraph as well. And I'm just going to give them instructions on what to do. Add in your name and email to get sent the free ebook. Okay. And I may even give it just a little bit of padding at the top here. So I might give it 10, or maybe even 5. Okay. And then click on save. And that's basically good to go. Now, one thing we do want to check with forms, especially with pop-ups, is click on the form and it says here, button actions, redirect action. So this basically means, what do you want it to do after someone's filled out the form? I'm just going to make sure it is go to next step. Okay, so click on save, right? And then we're going to go and click on publish. And now it's asking us to add in our domain. Now this is the perfect time to integrate your domain to save some time. It just saves adding your domain, going back to your funnel, and then going back to your domain, setting the 404, things like that. So what we can do is click on either add edit domains, or we can actually claim a free one if it's your first time with GoHighLevel and you don't have a domain yet. I'm just going to click add edit domains. So this is a simple step-by-step sort of process that we need to add just to connect our domains. Once it's connected once, we can add as many pages and things like that to it afterwards. So what I'm going to do is connect a domain. Now I've got many domains that I don't use. So for this example, I'm going to be integrating this one called Funnel Silo, which I have never used for anything. So what I need to do is put in this domain. So funnelsilo.com. Now, if you want to add in the www first, add it in now because it's going to then direct to that page. If you want it to be a naked domain like this, then you want to remove the www. So I'm going to click on continue. It's going to add the other one anyway and just redirect it, okay? And then click on continue. Now what it's going to do is scan where your domain is currently hosted. So if it's on Namecheap like I use, or if it's on some other service, it's going to find out where it is and see if it can do it automatically for you. I know a lot of platforms like Cloudflare, it'll actually update everything for you without having to touch it. But I believe with Namecheap, you've got to add in the records itself, and it's not hard. Let me just walk you through the process. It only takes just a few seconds. Okay, so now we are given 2 different records to add into our account, and I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. So you can see here, first of all, we have an A record, we've got an @ symbol, and then we've got this value here. So just click on the value. We can remember these 2 steps. Come back to your domain. I'm going to click on manage. And from here, it's going to give us the place that we can add in DNS records. So click on advanced DNS or the equivalent inside of your domain platform. And what we want to do here is, first of all, I like to delete all of the records, especially if it's a brand new account. So I'm just going to delete those, brand new domain. And then I'm going to click add record. It asked for an A record. So I'm going to choose A. For host, remember we are adding in the @ and for value, we want to paste in that address. So once you've done that, click on save changes. Okay. Once again, A, @ and there's that. And that's the first one completed. Okay, super easy. Now the second one is CNAME www and this record here. So I'm going to copy that once again. CNAME www. Okay, so add record. Okay, CNAME www and paste this one in. Okay, and then click on check. Okay, and that's it. If we just wait just a few minutes now, well, not even that, it's actually going to be completed. So I'm going to click verify records, see if it's come over just yet. And if it hasn't, we just have to wait just a few more minutes and then it will integrate. Okay, so that has actually gone through. Now it's saying, what do you want to connect your new domain to? And because we've actually already created a funnel, once again, this is just saving time later on, we can go and click on our new funnel. We can click on the page we want it to connect to, and we can go ahead and click proceed to finish. There is also some additional options. So if you want to create your own specific 404, or if you just want to link them back to the original page, which I usually do, then you can add it here too. Click on proceed to finish and boom, your first funnel is actually now live. So we've connected our domain, we've also connected our integrations, and we've got our first funnel. So now that that's done, let's actually go back to our funnel page. Okay, so if we come down to sites, okay, and then we're already put into the funnels tab. This is where we can see the strategic coaching funnel, which we've added. Now, let's just say my brand isn't necessarily about strategic coaching and I want to change a few things. So let's just quickly edit the funnel settings so it matches more along the lines of what we're doing. So come to settings. Here we can actually change the name. So this is going to be Funnel Silo ebook because that's my new brand, right? We've got our domain. If you've got multiple, you can change it here too. If you've got a favicon, you can actually upload the URL of it. And to do that, you just go into media storage, upload the image, get the URL, put it here. We've also got head tracking, body tracking for if you wanted to add in any analytical tracking pixels. And we can also change the path of the entire funnel. Down here are a few more options if you want them as well. So I'm just going to go ahead, click on save. So that will now be done. Now, as traffic starts coming through our funnel, you can come to the stats tab. This is going to list out all of your statistics inside of that page. If you are selling something as well, just come to the sales and it goes through there as well too. So if I went to this page right now, and let's see if it's propagated properly just yet. So view page. Right, boom, here is our new site. If I go and click on buy now, right, here is our pop-up. So I'm just going to chuck in my name, Phil Wilson, hello@funnelscene.com. Okay, get free download. If everything's worked perfectly, then we're going to be redirected to our thank you page, which we have, which is perfect. So let's have a look what's actually happened inside of our platform now. So if I go to stats, hopefully this is updated. Right, so we have one opt-in, that's good. if we come back to now our contacts, which it should automatically put us inside of our account. Okay, we've got one contact. It's got when we opted in at what time and what time zone, which is pretty cool. And if we come now into the actual contact, we can see all the information about that particular type of person, the conversations we've had, the tags we've had, things like that. You can see here is where they've visited and where they've gone, right? They came to the homepage, went through the free ebook form, they created the contact, and now they've also visited the thank you page. Super cool. So what we want to do now that we've got our funnel, we've got our domain, and it's working really nicely, what we want to do is obviously send them that ebook. So to do that, it's quite simple. And I'm going to show you something that's going to save you a lot of time down the track as well. So let's go to marketing now. Let's go to emails and let's go to templates. And what I generally like to do is create one solid email template that I will use for all of my emails moving forward to keep everything nice and congruent. Something that's not too boring, but it's also not too over the top. So what we can do is come to new templates, create a new template. Once again, there is multiple different templates inside of here as well. I like just starting from scratch. So I'm going to use the visual drag and drop builder, and I'm just going to build one out from zero. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Absolutely plain, nothing really inside of here. And let me show you how I generally set things up. So at the top here, we can go to appearance, okay? And we have down here the template. I generally make my backgrounds white. I just don't like that different color. And what I do is leave this view in browser because apparently it helps with open rates, but I will delete this chunk of the headline. Okay, and that's basically how it's going to look from the beginning. So what I like to do for the first email template is really just type out the first email. So considering this is about the ebook, what I'm going to do is first of all drop in the text module. It adds in a heading, so you can have that if you want. I generally just leave it out. But inside here, let's plan out our first email. So someone's wanting to download my ebook. So I'd start off by saying, hey, and then what I'm going to do is come to the top here. You can see this custom value button. You want to choose that, click on contact, and then choose first name. This is going to replace the person who's put in their email address and name. It's going to change it for their first name. Then I'm going to say, it's exciting to hear you're interested in growing your business. It's something I've mastered over the past few years, and all of the good info I've collected can be quickly digested in this free ebook. To get stuck into it, you can download it here. Let me know what you think. Thanks, Phil. Okay. So I might even put like a few spaces in here and bits and pieces. I'm just doing a quick one for an example, and maybe P.S. How long have you been in marketing? Okay, so let's format this quickly. I'm gonna maybe highlight all of this, make it italic. I'm gonna put, you can download it here. Let's just pretend I've actually created an ebook on this. Highlight the text you want, click on the link. Okay, I mean, type in the link you want it to go to. So obviously the download link could be hosted on Google Drive, something like that. So I'm going to add it there. Now I generally like to make my links look blue because that's what people are used to. So I'll click on, highlight it, click on the A. You can choose add new color and choose whatever shade you like. So I'll just go this one here, looks pretty good. If you want as well, I like to give it a bit of X factor by highlighting it and just making it bold. It just stands out a little bit more. So there's roughly the email, right? It's not too long. It's just a good example of what the email could be. Now, if you've noticed inside of here, we've got no footer. So we need to add in a footer. We also need to add an unsubscribe link or else it's not going to get good deliverability. So I'm going to click on this little plus, add elements. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, choose this layout, choose a 1. So that's basically a 1 section. Okay. I'm going to press plus again, choose a text section one more time, just drop it in. I'm going to backspace the heading, and inside here, I'm going to say, you are receiving this email as you've requested information from, just move that, can't see it, information from our business funnel scene PT Ltd. If you no longer want to receive emails from us, you can simply unsubscribe Okay. And what I'm going to do is just make it slightly smaller, like 11, because you don't obviously want it to be exactly what people read. You want it just to be there if they're looking for it. And what we want to do now is add in a link for unsubscribe. Now, the easiest way I've found to do this, there's probably much easier ways, is I go to custom values. Okay, so make sure you're just ahead of your text. Go to custom values and then just type in here unsubscribe. Okay, and it'll have email, so choose that. And this is basically the custom value we want. So copy that. Okay, click on unsubscribe here, drop in the link and paste in the value like so. Click on save. So that is basically it. That's our entire template ready to go. You can also change the background color if you wish, like something like a light gray to make it look a little bit standouty. It's entirely up to you. I can just play around with it how you want. You've also got mobile desktop views here. But that's basically it. So what I will do now is I will also email this, I will also rename this template. So this is my ebook series. This is EM1. This is just how I like to navigate it. And I'm just going to say your free ebook has arrived. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is copy this text. This is going to be my subject. I'm going to click on the three dots, go to settings. Okay. And under subject, I'm going to paste it in like so. Your free ebook has arrived. But actually I'm going to put in a custom value before it. So contact, first name. It's going to backspace everything, but that's okay. So that's basically what it's going to look like. Click on save, and now our first email is done. So now I want you to look at this template you've just created, and I want you to decide if you're happy with it. You can also send a test email if you want. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. I like my text to be quite big so people can see it a little bit nicer. Click save template, and just remember this is actually your new template. I didn't mean to actually save it as the title, so I'll click save. And why I do that is now if I go back, okay, and now I'm going to build out my ebook series. I'm going to type in here ebook, free ebook series, okay, as a new folder. So create folder, free ebook series. Okay, I'm going to duplicate or clone, the new template because this is actually email one. I'm going to put ebook, EM1, and I'm going to say your free ebook has arrived, which is the subject. Okay, click clone. And now that's actually already done. So I just click on back and I'm just going to drop this into the folder. This is just the easiest way I've found to organize all of my emails. Once you've got many campaigns going out, sometimes it's a bit of an annoyance trying to find your emails. So now if I go into my ebook series, I can just clone inside of here for any future emails and they'll all be in one nice place. So now that that's done, we've got a few more steps to do. Let's start with the automation. So click on automation. This is basically how we're going to connect our form that we've put on our landing page and put it inside of this automation and connect it to that first email. So what we want to do is click create workflow and you've got many options. I'm just going to choose start from scratch. Okay. And then inside here, I'm going to rename it straight off the bat. So I'm just going to call it free ebook. Okay. Now, what you want to do is click on your first step, which is adding a new trigger. Just type in here form submitted, and click on add filter. Select, you want to choose form is, and then choose our form. Okay, so save trigger. So that's technically done. Now, if you like to really make things look pretty and organized, you can also name it inside here too. So I just put free ebook form, okay, or funnel, whichever works best for you. Okay, and click save trigger. So now it renames it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, as I do every time I collect an email, is add a tag. The cool thing about this is we can add tags during the workflow process as we haven't created any yet. So add contact tag. I'm going to type in here free ebook. Okay, add new tag free ebook, and boom, that is done. Once again, if we want to make it real pretty, we can type in here add free ebook tag. Okay, so now it says add free ebook tag. Now the next thing we want to do is send an email. So send email. Okay. Now choose the email and you can see we can add in all of the fields here if we want. If we want a plain email, we can also add it here. But because we've created a template, we can just click on templates. We can choose our ebook template that we created, click on save. Okay, that email's done. I also like to make it look pretty by copying the subject and under action name, pasting it there so you know which email is actually going out. And if you want to get really organized, you can put EM1 so you know exactly what email of the series it is as you go down. So that's pretty much good to go. So I'm going to click on publish, click on save, and we're looking pretty good. Now there are a few other settings that we can go through inside the settings tab. You want to also, if you want to make it exclusive to people only once, you can turn off allow re-entry. This is only going to allow people that have been through your system to only go through once. Depends on, of course, your industry. And if you come down, you can have an overriding email sender and email address. So if you've got multiple people in your team, if someone's taking over, they can put their details inside of here, and then all of the emails are then going to be from them. Same thing from a phone number if you use it, but I'm not going to change too much inside of here. What I'm just going to do is put in my defaults. So hello at funnelsilo.com. Okay, click on save, and we're basically good to go. Now there is one last step that we need to do to complete the email sending, and that is actually sending up our dedicated email domain. Now what a dedicated email domain does is basically protect your email from any potential spam complaints that people put out. So basically what it's doing is creating a subdomain before your main domain, and I'll show you what this is in a second. So if anything ever happens, you can change your subdomain instead of hurting your entire brand's reputation. So let me show you how to set it up. It'll probably make more sense. So come down to settings, come down to email services, and inside here, we can add in our email domain. So you can see it says here, create a dedicated domain, because if we don't use it, we'll be sending it from GoHighLevels, which many people may have had bad email sending before. So click create a dedicated domain. It only takes a few seconds. And it recommends using something like MG or whatever it might be. So I'm just going to type in here em.funnelsilo.com. You can choose whichever letters you want to use and click add and verify. Now what's going to happen is it's going to present us with a set of records like we used for mapping the domain. This time it's going to be for email sending and also verifying that it comes from our domain. So just in a few seconds, we will get those. So it's asking to connect to our subdomain. So we can go ahead and I'm just going to choose add records manually this time because I know it'll just bring us to the screen. So here are the 5 records we now need to add. So what I'm going to do is quickly go through and add these into this account. So I'll just bring this over. Okay, so first of all, text record. So I'm going to copy this one. Okay, so add a new record. I'm going to go to text, paste in this one, and the second one is this one. So copy that, paste it in, and check on check. Okay, that's the first one done. Next one is EM. I can remember that, so I'll just copy this value here. Okay, and that is also a text record. So add new text record EM. Okay, and I'll paste this in. Click on the save. Next one's a CNAME. Okay, so it's slightly different. So I'm going to press add new record, this time CNAME. Okay, paste in the value and copy the, sorry, that was the host. Now it's the value. Paste them in. You can see what's happening here. It's just a little bit of manual work. Okay, this time it's an MX and we want EM, and so I'll just copy this last one. Now for Namecheap, the custom MX is down here. All you need to do is choose MX, custom MX, and then I'm just going to edit this one that's already here. So EM, paste it in there like so, priority 10, click on check. Okay, and then the second one, EM, and there's MXB. Okay, so add new record, EM, MXB, priority 10, click on check. Okay, and that's all done. So now it's just another waiting game. It can take up to a minute to verify. So let's see how we're going. Okay, so it's just checking the records now. So some of them are done. It looks like we actually need another text record here. This is the DMARC record. It's a new regulation that, that everyone's put in place. So let's just quickly add this new text record here. So up the top, text record here, paste in the DMARC. Just backspace this. Okay, and then this one here. So boom, click on check. We should be pretty good. So what I'm going to do is click verify domain one more time. Let's see if it passes. If not, we just may have to go and check it again. So it hasn't gone, so what I'm going to do is click verify now one more time. Okay. And we're all good to go. Just like that. So I'm going to click verify domain. Okay. And you can see now it's green. Now there is one last step. I know it's a big process. Click on the three dots, click on set headers. Okay. From name, I'm just going to put Phil Wilson. Email address, I'm just going to put hello at, and what you want to do is type in this new website link here, right? So em.funnelsilo.com. Okay. Click on save. And this is just for internal use. You won't be sending it from that email address. And now we're done. That's the entire email setup process complete. So we've actually finished. We've done every single thing inside of the entire process right now. We've created a funnel, connected a domain, we've created an email template, created an automation workflow, and we've connected our email sender. Now we've basically set up our entire GoHighLevel account. So everything from here is just building on top. So let's go ahead and test it out. So if we come to sites, okay, if we choose our funnel, if I open it up in a new tab, okay, like so, right, click on the button. I'm going to put in here just to differentiate it, Steve Jobs, and I'll just put in here hello at hello+2@funnelscene.com. It just creates a new email address basically. If you do that, click get free download, okay. Should take us to the redirection page, which it has. If I go back to our account now, let's go to contacts. In contacts, you can see we now have, you can hear the email just came through. We have got our new contact, hello+2@funnelscene. We've got the tag already completed, which is good, activity right now. If you go to conversations, you can see Steve Jobs has just been sent this particular email, which if you click on, you can read. You can see there's the email right here. I'll quickly pull up the email as well, so you know it's come through. So it looks pretty funny in this mobile mail client called MailSpring, but you can see it looks good on the real thing. So there's our email. Hey Steve, you can see it's changed, and then it's got all the good info inside of it. So we're basically done. Now, if I wanted to converse with Steve, I could just quickly send out a subject line here, quick message inside of here. If he messages me, if I've connected my phone, it'll come up with SMS. If it's WhatsApp, it'll be inside of here too. Same thing with Instagram, Facebook, depending wherever they message you from, you can integrate everything inside of here. So basically that's it. If you've followed through, if you've completed this entire task along with me right now, you're in a really good place with GoHighLevel. You should know where your funnels are. You should know how to create an email, how to automate it through automation workflows. You should also know where contacts are, how to actually check all the conversations with everyone, where their tags are, everything like that. And it's been quite a big tutorial, I'm not going to lie, but this is the foundational part of using GoHighLevel. So I hope you've followed along. I hope you've had a great time. If you want to see some more tutorials from me, make sure you check the description down below. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.